This has been a very hard week for Biddeford, for a lot of families, for the whole community. There are far more questions than there are answers. And there's a suspicion that even when we get the answers, we won't like the answers that we find. In moments like these, we're tempted to reverse James chapter 1, and we are often slow to listen, quick to speak, and quick to anger. And yet, as followers of Jesus, we're called to do the exact opposite. We're called to be those who are quick to listen, slower to speak, and slower to anger. Part of the reason I think we resort to speaking, whether in person or online, so quickly, or to anger, is because we don't know what else to do. We pray, but we don't always know that prayer is changing things at the speed and in the way that we wish it would. Now, that probably goes back to some of our lack of confidence in who God is and our lack of knowing who God is, and that He is ultimately in control even when we do not understand everything that's going on. But in addition to praying, and don't stop praying, there is a way that you can help. There is something that you can do. Grace Point Church, as you know, is thrilled to have as part of our family a Spanish church led by the incredible Ortiz family. And we are just so grateful for their partnership, particularly in seasons like this. They give us clarity, they give us wisdom, they show us the heart of Jesus. And so with everything going on, they meet every Sunday afternoon, typically later in the afternoon, early into the evening. But they're going to be doing a special service at 12:30 this coming Sunday. And one thing that we can do as Grace Point Church is to show up for their service. They're in the midst of this. The only real solution for any of this trauma, this evil that we experience in the world, is for Jesus to come back and to restore everything and make everything perfect. In the meantime, we pray that the power of the Spirit changes hearts and lives, and so it restores on an individual, one by one level. And in the midst of this, Satan would love nothing more than the work of God in the Spanish community to be thwarted or to be hindered. And yet we believe through the power of Jesus that this can be increased. And so I'm encouraging you as a Grace Point family to show up for the Spanish ministry, to support them. It'll be 12:30 is their service, Sunday afternoon, so you got a little bit of time after our service to go run, get a bite to eat, take a quick nap in the car, and then join. Now, you might not speak Spanish. I don't speak a lot of Spanish. But we can be there, we can pray, we can listen to the worship, and it will give us an opportunity to support not only the Ortiz family, but also the Spanish community in Biddeford with the efforts to see the Gospels, to see Jesus proclaimed and honored among all people, all tribes, all nations. The Slavic Church has so graciously agreed to rearrange their schedule around this a little bit to make this possible, to allow for this special service and special service time for the Spanish Church. So Grace Point, I know there's things we feel like we want to change. We want to see things different. We want to see the pain stop, and we can't control all of that. But what you can do is this Sunday, you can show up at 12:30 for the Spanish community, to love them, to support them, and to ultimately point to the hope that is Jesus, because He's the only solution to the hurting and the sin that we experience here on earth.